Big meeting at the White House today. This is the new Washington, right? The president's going to have the congressional leadership down. He'll be sitting around the table with a Republican Senate Majority Leader, a House Speaker, or a Republican who has more votes. Imitation is the best form of flattery. In your piece this morning on NPR, you recall this from the president back in 2010.
This week, I'll be addressing a meeting of the House Republicans. I'd like to begin monthly meetings with both Democratic and Republican leadership. I know you can't wait.
A bit of humor there. It didn't happen. The monthly meetings didn't happen. They haven't come anywhere close in the last several years. But at this meeting, what strikes me is I was waiting when you had the new Washington for at least a temporary ceasefire. Not peace, but just a ceasefire. But veto threats from the president on the day the Republicans were being sworn in and taking new power. Sniping back and forth between the staffs never stopped. Is there any expectation that something big and productive is going to come out of these meetings?
New Washington, just like the old Washington. Not a lot of high expectations here. Even Josh Earnest yesterday asked about the meeting, said, well, don't expect some big announcement to come out of this. This is a meeting with something like 18 people, if you don't count the staff, maybe more than that. And not a lot happens in meetings that big. I actually talked to a management consultant, a meeting designer, who said, you put that many people in a room, you could brainstorm, but you're not going to come out with a bunch of action items. You're not going to agree on anything.
But are you going to come out with at least a down payment, Ed, maybe a brick in building some sort of a goodwill or some sort of relationship, so when you do have to make tough decisions, at least you know each other a little bit better? I was struck. We were talking about this before we came on. How can that be? I was going through my email, just looking through my address book, trying to find people who were working in this town the last time it worked. When the Democrats and Republicans actually knew when you're supposed to step back, when you're supposed to take a breath, when you're supposed to see if there's a bipartisan opening. I don't think hardly anybody left in this town remembers when there were those kind of breaks.
I think most of the people who work for these people now, with all due respect, were in college or high school the last time the city worked.
Some of them weren't born.
Well, don't want to go that far. I'm just still amazed that there's such thing as a meeting organizer. You know, these guys know each other at this point. The only meeting that is ever going to matter at this point is when we hear that the president is having one-on-one meetings with Mitch McConnell or with John Boehner, or that they've been working the phones together behind the scenes to try to get something done. Traditionally, a veto threat is designed to say, I'm going to veto that bill. However, if you make 2, 3, or 4 changes to it, or maybe do this, or put this off until later, then I'll play ball with you. If we get a sense coming out of this meeting today that that's what's up, then perhaps it'll happen. Look, they've got 63 votes for this Keystone XL pipeline thing in the Senate. That's 4 short of overriding a veto. They're just a few short in the House. You make 1 or 2 little changes, you're going to convince enough Democrats to join with Republicans to make this happen. The president knows that's coming. And he knows that there are plenty of Democrats out there who would rather distance themselves from him at this point than work with him or to appear to be on his side, when the rest of the country is saying, work together and get something done.
I think that's the interesting question. Can the principals, and this would be, there has to be the president, has to be the speaker, has to be Leader McConnell, and the Democratic leaders as well, can they step back and say, okay, let's try to be a little different, whether it's Keystone, whether I don't think it's going to be immigration, they're too polarized on that, but maybe on infrastructure, maybe on some other things they can get some down payments.